Okay, so we're gonna start a cutout slab today, and I want to show you what I want you to do while you're at home. A cutout slab is a pot that has designs that are cut out of one side, and those designs are used as an additive design on the other side. Okay, so you can see how they're cut out here and then added to the other side. And we'll look at some more. These are a little different where these are cut out from the top and then attached down to the bottom. And you can see that there's cut out and attached on each of those sides. Whereas like these are cut out from one side and all attached to the other. Okay, so same thing, all cut out, all attached, all cut out. They also have like decorative coils that are on the tops and the sides, and this is to cover up the seams. But you can kind of think about, what do I want to have cut out? Because that's going to be your cutout design and your additive design. Okay, and so these are really, really nice when kids get done with them. You are picking some type of balance. Okay, so radial balance where you have something in the center, okay, and these are real basic, and then, or some type of symmetrical balance where you could put a mirror and kind of flip these over, okay, and so you're trying to figure out, what do I want to have on my project, okay, what type of design. And if I go back, you can see, like, this is cut out from like the middle, so this is a project that you couldn't fill this up with water, right? It would just spill out. But if you cut out something just from the top, you could fill something up to underneath those cutouts. Okay, so that's something to think about as well. So these are the designs, or these are the types of designs. I'm not saying that I want you to pick one of these, okay? And I also don't want to see just random things cut out. Okay, this, I will make you put these back and try again, because this doesn't look very good. And I know that you are capable of much more. But let's look at the options of what you could do that would make this interesting. So, so this is side one. You could cut all of these out. You would keep your pieces and they would be added over here. Okay, so these are the exact same designs. On this one, you cut them out and then you rearrange them on the other side. Okay, they could get scored and slipped in a different fashion over there, but we're keeping everything that we're cutting out. Okay, the other thing would be, you can cut out and attach on the same side. Okay, so these are cut out from the top and they're flipped and put on the bottom. And I just tried to illustrate this by having an outline one and one that's filled in. Okay, and so what you need is 5 to 6 cut out or attached on each side. And so for this one, it has 6 cutouts on one side, 6 attached on the other. Same thing with this one. This one has 6 cutouts on one side, 6 attached, it's just they're rearranged. And this one has 5 to 6 cutout or attached, so it has 3 cutout, 3 attached, so it has 6 total. Okay, we are going to make a cardboard pattern, but that will be something you do when you're at school. And then these are going to be put together, making this design, which is again something we will talk about when you are at school. And you can see how these will really have an interesting shape to them, okay? And it'll be whatever you are creating. And then same thing, a couple of things we'll talk about while you're at school, decorative coils. You want to make sure that you're being creative and thinking about what kind of designs can go down the sides. Okay, so we're going to make patterns for these. This person made them out of cardboard. But these are the objectives for this project. It needs to have 4 sides. We're making our own pattern, which I've shown you. It needs to have a radial or symmetrical balance to it, 5 to 6 cut out or attached on each side, and then decorative coils that cover up the lip and the seams on the side. Okay, we're not going to do any like very elementary things with hearts and peace signs and that kind of thing. I want them to be shapes and interesting shapes, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. Okay, so we've looked at that. So let me see if I can find this other one. This is the worksheet that I would have given you had we been in school to pass this out. And so what I have you do is you start with a design, and then you change one thing, change one more thing, change one more thing. Okay, so you are trying to make this design and evolve this design so it's more creative. Okay, and so I'm going to do that real quick and show you how to do that. And then I'm just going to do it on a piece of notebook paper. And then you can take a picture and you can add it to this February 18th day. But I want everybody at home and everybody in class tomorrow to make sure that they get this design aspect of this done. Okay, and so we're changing one thing, changing one thing. Let me change to my camera. Okay, so I'm going to show you, and I'm just going to change going across this way. So I'm going to have everybody look up at the board real quick, and let me make my screen big. And I'm going to go ahead. Let's make sure I am sharing the right thing up here. And I'm not. Let me share the right screen with you and double check that you can see it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with just my first design up here. And so, okay, most common thing that I see. Woo, this is very exciting. Okay, 1 circle and 4 triangles. Okay, that's what I see the most. And so when I'm talking about this, I'm saying, okay, and this is how it works in my head as well. If I start with a design, what am I going to do to change this to make this look more interesting? Okay, so I could say, well, I'm going to keep my circle, but instead I am going to make my triangles like go around like this, which, okay, we'll go with this. I made those too big, and I probably drew too big. I wonder if it would be better, because we're doing 4 things. Let's go sideways, so we have like a longer piece of paper. Okay, so this is what I see first, or most. Okay, so then let's say that I'm going to change this, and I want these to fit around my circle. Okay, so this would be 1 change. I need to do this again. Okay, so what can I do to change this design and make this more interesting? So maybe I want to try and change something about the center. Maybe I want to do something that like fits into these. Maybe I'm gonna do like a shape, and so it kind of helps you visualize some things. So maybe I want to do this and then have my pieces actually go like this way. Okay, so I could say, okay, I think maybe I want to do that. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and, so this is 1, 1, 1. So I'm going to do this one more time because we're changing 3 things. So 3 times, I guess. So if I look at this, maybe I want to do something with the center, or maybe I want to do something with the point of this, and change. So if I start with something that looks more like this instead of a very basic circle, let's think. I'm going to go ahead and draw these. And maybe I would really want to make sure that these are, they have like a curve to them. Okay, so you can see, I mean, these I just kind of drew straight. I want these to actually have like a curve on the side instead of having these be straight. It's a little detail. Whoops, let's make sure you can see it. But you can see, this is how I am trying to evolve my design. Okay, and this is what most people do when they're creating something. They start with a really basic idea and then push themselves. Okay, and so I want you to do this 4 times. Okay, I want to have 4 ideas. So you could do this on the bottom. I mean, this took just a couple of minutes. Okay, and so you have roughly 100 minutes at home, and so I want to see 4 different ideas of what you could do. This is a radial one, okay, but you could definitely do one that is just like a symmetrical one as well, okay. Thinking about where you want to, like, do you want to cut all of these out? Or do you want to like cut out the centers and on one side and then cut out the sides on another? And so there's so many things that you can do with this.